What's up, guys? It's you, and welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Showdown Live. This is number 38, episode number 38 in the installment of this series. And, I'm super hyped to continue this week using this team that actually has no ORAS additions, which is a little troubling. Probably should have tried to build an ORAS team member in here somehow. But, I guess that's just sometimes the way the cookie crumbles. Anyway, we're going to hopefully be facing somebody today who doesn't talk quite as much smack and is hopefully a little better player and doesn't use T-Bolt Chansey. Anyway, this looks like rain. Why you're running this? Oh, okay. To be honest, I wouldn't run the Primal for this if you can avoid running Politoed, because it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You guys get what I'm saying? It's like 1:22 a.m. on a Monday. Anyway, he's going to go ahead and lead with Politoed as I lead with my Deoxys Speed. I'm just going to go ahead and get my Stealth Rocks up, because looking at his team, he has no ways. And my voice did the weird thing there. I don't know. But he has no way to remove any of these hazards. So both that rock and that spike are there to stay. Now I get a pretty free switch into Rayquaza. Actually, what's his? Oh, he has Donner. That's his check to Xerneas. Okay, I understand now. What am I gonna do here? I'm gonna go into Yveltal. And I'm going to click Dark Pulse because I think that is a pretty solid play, to be honest. That's going to 2-hit KO that Politoed. That Ice Beam did 55%. It didn't freeze me. There we go. I'm a good player. I can predict these things where they don't freeze. I'm just kidding. I'm not actually that good of a player. But he doesn't have a whole lot of switches into Yveltal. Especially if I go for... Okay, that was... Welcome to Min-Max. My name is Showdown. Okay, versus this, I'm just going to click E-Speed because I'm not going to mess around with getting a Scald Burn right here. I'm already down. Now I'm down 5-4, but I was down 6-4. So he brings out the Pert, which is kind of scary. Does Pert just get killed by +2 E-Speed? I feel like it does. Focus Punch. Okay, Brick Break. That did no damage. You are going to be 2-hit KO'd, if not O-Code from that range. Yeah, you just die. So that is the perk to running this much bulk on this thing. He's gonna Mega Evolve though, or not Mega Evolve, he's gonna do his thing. And I think I'm just going to, actually this cleans his team, doesn't it? What do I set up on? I don't set up on anything else. I gotta pray that I can knock him out with this E-Speed. That did a good chunk, and he misses Precipitades. Well, I guess like run Earthquake. It's a little unfortunate he had to miss. He's just going to go and forfeit because he gets swept by E-Killer from there on out. So that is a little bit unfortunate for him. But, I got destroyed by the Min-Max earlier that battle. So I'm not too broken up about it, if you would say. So we face Mega Venusaur. That's cool. He's also using Kyuubi, which is kind of weird. Unless this is defensive Yveltal, he gets beat by +2 Arceus. So I'm just going to go and lead Deoxys Speed, as he ends up leading Yveltal. I also know that Soldew is legal, so that thing's going to hit really hard. I kind of want a Magic Coat here, predicting Taunt. I'm going to go and do that. If he Dark Pulses, that's my loss. Yeah. Okay, so looks like instead of getting Rocks and a Spike up, then I'm just going to get Rocks. But, it's okay. If I can do 25% to those two things, then today was a good day. Yveltal. Yveltal beats his team pretty bad. I don't have Psyshock, so I can't beat that. But I can at least force it out, which is what I want to do. Because then I can go ahead and go into my Arceus and start killing things. Yeah, so he goes straight out into Venusaur. And I'm just going to SD here. I don't have any reason not to. Things are going to come in and die to +2 E-Speed unless he has Sleep Powder and hits it. Don't have Sleep Powder. Goes for Sludge Bomb, don't poison me. Well, I guess that's what happens after the hacks from the last battle. He actually lives, which is pretty impressive. So I'm only going to get one more hit off with this Arceus, which is super disappointing. But he has to choose what he wants to sack here. It's probably just going to be Venusaur. I would be highly surprised if it's anything else. But the great thing about this is that I get a free switch out into Rayquaza, and I don't really care what he goes out into, if I'm being completely honest. because Outrage should be able to do a lot of damage to whatever he sends at it. Ends up being his own Arceus, and I'm just clicking Outrage. I honestly don't care. I just gotta get damage off on this thing to make sure I don't get swept by it, because I want to put it. Okay, he just goes out to Xerneas. That's a good play. It doesn't matter though, because now I just go for V Create plus E Speed. I should be running Dragon's Ascent. And he just goes straight away for the Geomancy, and this is why Sash Rayquaza is amazing, because I'm gonna miss my V Create. So that sucks, because I could have gotten 2 V Creates and an E-Speed off, which would have been amazing. And look at that. So the Hex immediately comes back to bite me in the butt, just proving why Ubers is the best of metagames. I'm going to go ahead and Mega Evolve and hit it with a Bullet Punch right here. I highly doubt I'm going to be able to kill from this range, judging by the damage that E-Speed did. Even if I could have 1... Okay, never mind. I'm just going to be able to kill him. So he's the bad spread, which, you know, at this point I'm not all too broken up about. He ends up going into his Arceus. That's fine. The good play is to scout for Fire Blast, because this beats those 3 members of his team pretty handily. So I'm going to go straight into Xerneas as he goes for the Flamethrower. So I guess it's a good thing I scouted, and now I can go straight away for the Geomancy. Judging by the fact that he's Life Orb and he has Flamethrower, I don't... Okay, that's going to do a lot still, except for the fact that I'm super tanky, so I think I actually will be able to just sweep him right here with Geozern, which, you know, this is why... Oh, that did a lot. This is why I like playing offense in Ubers, just because I think it is a very, very viable play style. He ends up going into Latios, and unless he's Scarfed, I should just be able to knock him out with Moonblast here, because Xerneas is stupid strong. I don't think it should be banned. Scarf. Nice. Oblivion Wing, 80 base power. Dark Pulse, 80 base power. I'm going for Oblivion Wing. He ends up going into Kyurem Black. This should 2-hit KO. That will 2-hit KO. Unless you're like Scarf. Even if you're Scarf, I outspeed you. So that's cool, because this forces him to come in and Draco Meteor with that if he wants to have a chance. And that just means I set up to +2 with Mega Scissor and win. So that is pretty cool. I'm not even sure he can take me on. We're just going to trade Oblivion Wings here. And because he is modest, maybe he's modest, I honestly don't care, because I can just SD with this and then knock him out. So unless he's Taunt, I think I win. And this is just us clicking Oblivion Wing and seeing who's going to run out of HP first. I may actually win this 1v1. Which would be pretty cool, not gonna lie. I think he would have to be Timid Scarf to outspeed me. No, he's gonna win this 1v1 war unless I get a crit right here, which would be pretty neat. I did get hacked pretty bad, but yeah, so he's gonna be able to take me out. But this is actually, it could be worse. I'm gonna Swords Dance right here. If he goes out in Latios as the Choke of the Century, that's actually doing nothing. Do I want to risk him having Sucker Punch, or do I just Roost? I'm just going to Roost. It's not worth it. Let's see how much a +2 Bullet Punch does. This should do a lot. That did 63%. Oh, I choked, didn't I? I choked unless I get it. Oh, I get a good damage roll there, so maybe I can knock out this Latios, because that will be 2 rock switch-ins for that Latios, so hopefully we can knock it out. If not, I completely understand. I love you, Mega Scissor. And then you just die, so look at that, Mega Scissor just putting in a lot of work so far this session, and especially this episode. We're going to go ahead and grab one more though, and go ahead and wrap it up, because, you know, I don't want to make these too long, and it's also 1:30 a.m. and I'm going to render this episode and edit it and all that fun jazz after this, and then go to bed. And I'm going to my grandma's tomorrow, so that's going to be, I went to my grandma's yesterday, rather, when you guys are watching this, but I'm actually going tomorrow when I'm recording this. So this guy has a legit team with like 2-3 birds. Uber's bird spam. I'm gonna go ahead and leave with Deoxys. His only defogger is, oh, he has this to defog, no duh. He actually has a lot of checks to, and by a lot I mean 2 checks to Geozern, so hopefully I can avoid him just completely stopping my Geozern sweep, because I do think Geozern can be a pretty viable win condition in this battle. Actually he has 3. As long as rocks are up, then okay, he goes into this. I'm going to go ahead and get a spike up, as he will more than likely just knock me out. I don't understand that play, if I'm being completely honest. I don't understand why you U-turn instead of just going out in a Skarmory, but hey, you know. I'm not going to question it. It's giving me a leg up, so if I can pick off even one of his checks right here, that's great. As he ends up going out into Groudon, nicknamed Trumpet, but you know, I have a Yveltal that is going to come in and click Dark Pulse versus your things, and actually, should I click Oblivion Wing? No, I'm clicking Dark Pulse because I want to hit this for neutral damage if it does come in. I know he can't. Oh, I get a crit and a flinch. No, he T-Waves, so apparently that's a pretty common set. Probably shuts down Geozern, which is a problem, and a big problem for his team, and he ends up missing Rock Slide, so there it is. He will more than likely just go out into Skarm and Defog right here, and reveal the Defog if he has it. I'm assuming he does. He does indeed have it. I'm Scarf, maybe I'll outspeed. No, he just ends up defogging, which means as long as I don't get... Okay, I got parried. I was going to say as long as I don't get parried, I should be able to knock him out right here, but I do get parried. You know, it's not too big of a deal. Yveltal is pretty much a dead weight to me at this point. So he ends up going out into Ho-Oh, and that did 32%, which is pretty embarrassing if I'm being completely honest. I don't want to risk the burn versus Rayquaza, and I kind of want it Sash, so I'm going to Dark Pulse as he Sacred Fires. And, you know, if I can just whittle this Ho-Oh and leave it on like 40-30 or like 30-40%, then I will be completely fine with that, because that means it'll be like 60-70% switching back in. He ends up going for a Brave Bird right here, so if okay, I was going to say if I don't get parried, I may be able to knock him out depending on rolls, but, you know, what would you expect? I'm going to go out into Rayquaza right here, and I'm going to Swords Dance. I highly doubt he stays in here. I think he wants to keep this Ho-Oh around because it does check that. So he ends up going out into Skarmory, and I'm just going to hit him with a V-Create coming off a +2 Jolly Rayquaza. This should do a lot of damage, assuming it hits. I haven't had great luck with it so far. But yeah, that just died. That just came in, and that died. So I'm just going to go for Outrage next turn, because Outrage should decimate whatever he brings in. I will get a kill 100% of the time, which is amazing. He ends up going out into Duracell. You know, unless you're like Bright Powder and I miss unless you're like Bright Powder and I miss my Outrage, then I should be okay. Are you Sash? No, you're not Sash, you're Scarf. You're Mixed Scarf. So that is actually pretty cool, because now I will get to see what he decides to go into, which will probably be his Palkia. Well, actually it doesn't really matter what he goes out into, unless he goes out into Yveltal, which would wait, do I know what variant this is? It had U-turn, so I'm assuming it's not defensive. It's probably Scarf from the way he's playing it, because I don't think a lot of these carry U-turn. He ends up going out into Ho-Oh though, which is fine. Because as long as I don't get burned, I can win. And I have to hit my Thunder. Like, those are two very big ifs. It's a 50% chance not to get burned, and it's a 30% chance to miss my Thunder. We're going to get the 50% right here. Yeah, there it is. What would I expect? But I'm just going to go ahead and click Thunder right here, because I think it is my best play. And I just missed, so, you know, it's great. I can sweep him with SD, or with E-Killer, so I think that... rotten luck so far. I have to hope that he doesn't burn me. It sucks that I missed both these Thunders, because I would love to be able to come in and just click E-Speed and knock him out. But that's not going to be an option right now. Maybe he switches to Palkia. Don't burn me. Please don't burn me. Are you serious? This battle has just been all sorts of bad. Bad game, IMO. I thought I played well enough to win. Apparently I did not though. Oh, I meant to click E-Speed right here. Click E-Speed, click E-Speed, click E-Speed. There it is. That's going to do 53%, so this just sucks all around. Unless he like misses right here, I have no chance. I don't think I have any chance anyway. It's pretty unfortunate that that had to happen, but you know, stuff like that happens in the game of Pokemon, and you just kind of got to deal with it. So, good game. So if you guys did enjoy today's episode of Pokemon Showdown Live number 38, please make sure to leave a like, as it really does help show support for the stuff that I'm doing here on the channel. Also, make sure to answer today's comment question of the video, which is, have you guys messed around with any of the new primals yet? We've seen Primal Groudon twice or 2 or 3 times. It's actually a pretty good Xerneas check. But anyway, that's another conversation for another day. So, and with that, I urge you guys to subscribe if you guys are enjoying the constant content. And with that, I'll catch you on the flip-flop.